Brought to you by...
All concepts begin with an idea, a core theme or sequence that develops into something more focused and fulfilling. This is actually how many films these days can come to be. Filmmakers often develop their ideas into a shortened version to showcase what they are attempting to do, in an effort to capture the interests of those willing to shell out the coin. This was the case with director Parker Finn, and a character named Laura. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. Laura Hasn't Slept is a 2017 short horror film directed by Parker Finn. The film serves as a precursor to Finn's feature film, Smile, exploring themes of psychological horror and the supernatural. The story follows Laura, a young woman plagued by reoccurring nightmares and seeking help from her therapist, Dr. Parsons. As Laura delves deeper into her psyche, she encounters terrifying visions that blur the line between reality and her dreams. Laura Hasn't Slept was developed as a sort of proof-of-concept short film by Parker Finn, aiming to explore themes of psychological horror and supernatural dread. As I said, the short film is a precursor to the feature film Smile, sharing thematic and narrative elements. The project began with Finn's desire to create a story that delves into the terror of nightmares and the thin line between reality and the subconscious. The script for Laura Hasn't Slept was crafted to evoke a sense of escalating fear and psychological disintegration. Finn focused on creating a narrative that would be both intimate and intense, centering on a single character's experience with nightmares. The concise runtime of this short film necessitated a tight, focused story, allowing Finn to concentrate on building tension and developing a strong atmosphere. Caitlin Stasey was cast as the protagonist Laura. Stasey's ability to convey vulnerability and emotional depth made her an ideal choice for this role. Lou Temple was cast as Dr. Parsons, the therapist. Temple's calm and measured performance provided a stark contrast to Stasey's intense portrayal, enhancing the film's psychological tension. The film opens with Laura, visibly distressed and utterly exhausted, recounting her nightmares to Parsons. Her dreams are vivid and unsettling, featuring a malevolent entity that haunts her relentlessly. Despite Parsons' attempts to rationalize her fears, Laura's anxiety escalates as she struggles to distinguish between her waking life and her nightmarish visions. The core theme of this short seems to be the pervasive nature of fear and how it can infiltrate one's mind, disorienting perceptions and reality. The film effectively portrays the psychological torment of the protagonist, highlighting the impact of unresolved trauma and the thin veil separating dreams from our reality. Finn's direction here is masterful, showcasing his ability to create an atmosphere of dread and suspense. The film's pacing is deliberate, allowing tension to build very gradually. Finn uses tight framing and claustrophobic settings to enhance a sense of unease, drawing the audience into Laura's harrowing experience, which is a stark contrast from the similar scene from Smile, where he uses much wider frames and allows you to feel like something should be there that we can't see. At its core, this narrative is a study of fear and anxiety, like most other horror films. Laura's reoccurring nightmares are not just figments of her imagination, but manifestations of her deep-seated anxiety. From a psychological perspective, nightmares often symbolize unresolved fear and trauma. Laura's inability to escape her nightmares signifies how pervasive and inescapable these fears have become to her, seeping into her everyday waking life. The film portrays fear as a potent force that can distort reality. Laura's experiences blur the line between dream and reality, illustrating how overwhelming anxiety can alter perception. This resonates with the concept of catastrophic thinking, where individuals perceive threats and dangers as more severe and imminent than they actually are, leading to a cycle of fear and avoidance. Laura's nightmares suggest a traumatic past or unresolved psychological conflict. Trauma often lodges itself in the unconscious mind, resurfacing through dreams and subconscious thoughts. The malevolent entity in Laura's nightmares can be interpreted as a personification of this trauma. This aligns with Carl Jung's idea of the shadow, the parts of the unconscious mind comprising repressed weaknesses, desires, and instincts. Parsons' attempts to rationalize Laura's fears and provide conventional therapy methods highlight the struggle of addressing deep psychological wounds. Traditional therapy sometimes falls short in the face of profound trauma, which often requires more specialized approaches, like trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, or even eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. Isolation is a significant theme in this short. Laura's descent into her nightmares isolates her from the outside world, making her feel increasingly helpless and alone. This isolation exacerbates her fear, creating a vicious cycle where she feels trapped both physically and mentally. Isolation can worsen anxiety and depression. Social support is crucial for mental health, and Laura's lack of connection with others, except for this therapist, leaves her vulnerable. This isolation is visually represented through the film's claustrophobic setting and tight framing, reinforcing Laura's entrapment. Parsons' role as Laura's therapist is crucial yet ultimately insignificant in the grand scheme. His calm and rational demeanor contrasts sharply with Laura's hysteria, highlighting the disconnection between conventional therapeutic methods and the intense, irrational nature of fear. This underscores a significant challenge in psychotherapy, bridging the gap between rational thought and irrational fear. The therapeutic relationship in the film also touches on the importance of empathy and understanding in treating psychological distress. While Parsons offers logical explanations, what Laura needs is validation of her experiences and a sense of safety. This reflects the concept of therapeutic alliance, the bond between therapist and patient, which is essential for effective treatment. The film uses various visual metaphors to convey psychological themes. The recurring nightmares symbolize the clinical nature of trauma and the difficulty of breaking free from it. The malevolent entity represents the intrusive nature of traumatic memories, constantly resurfacing despite attempts to suppress them. The film's muted color palette and low lighting evoke a sense of despair and entrapment, mirroring Laura's mental state. The stark contrast between light and shadow can be seen as a metaphor for the struggle between the conscious mind and the unconscious mind, or light and shadow. Cinematographer Daniel Katz employs this muted color palette and low lighting to emphasize the film's eerie mood. The use of shadows and minimalistic set design further amplifies the feeling of isolation and helplessness that Laura endures. The camera work is both intimate and unsettling, often lingering on Laura's expressions to convey her escalating fear. Stacy's performance as Laura is compelling and nuanced. She convincingly portrays a woman that is on the brink of psychological collapse, her fear palpable in every scene. Her ability to convey vulnerability and desperation adds depth to this character, making the audience empathize with her plight. Temple's portrayal of Dr. Parsons provides a stark contrast to this. His calm and methodical demeanor serves as a sort of grounding force, allowing his skepticism and rational approach ultimately to fail. His performance underscores the theme of inadequacy of conventional methods in addressing supernatural fears. The film's sound design, crafted by Nick Phillips, is a crucial element in creating its chilling atmosphere. The use of ambient sounds and eerie silence heightens the tension, while sudden, jarring noises punctuate moments of terror. Composer Tobias Vathake's score is haunting and minimalistic, effectively underscoring the film's themes without overshadowing the narrative. This film serves as an intriguing seed that would ultimately grow into Smile, a much elaborated upon version of the same ideas at play here. I will go into my thoughts on that film in another video. Laura Hasn't Slept is a chilling and thought-provoking short film that effectively delves into the horrors of the mind. Finn's direction, combined with strong performances, evocative cinematography, and atmospheric sound design, creates a haunting experience that lingers long after the credits roll. As a precursor to Smile, the film offers a glimpse into Finn's creative vision and his ability to craft compelling psychological horror. For fans of this genre and others interested in exploring the roots of Smile, Laura Hasn't Slept is a must-watch. And it's actually included on the Blu-ray. Parker Finn delivers us a profound psychological horror film that explores the intricate dynamics of fear, trauma, and the subconscious mind. Through Laura's harrowing journey, the film sheds light on the pervasive impact of unresolved trauma and the complex nature of psychological distress. Parker Finn masterfully weaves these psychological elements into a narrative that is both terrifying and thought-provoking, making Laura Hasn't Slept a compelling study of the human psyche. For those interested in the psychological underpinnings of horror, this short film offers a rich tapestry of themes and symbols that resonate on a deeply emotional level, providing insight into the often terrifying landscape of the mind. Well, friends, that's gonna be all for now. Take my opinion for what it's worth, but more importantly, formulate your own. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more content. And if you really want to support the channel, we do still have a Patreon floating around out there. Any little bit helps this channel grow. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.